Ya. Hay alguien que ya está grabando. Eso.
So, hello everyone. We're going to start with the second homework. My name is Maria Paula. So, and my couple.
Hello, classmates. My name is Jaime Medina. I am very excited and I am a little nervous. But I know that this conference are necessary to develop the skills we need in the language.
Good afternoon for all my classmates. My name is Olga Lucia. Today will be to speak about 11th September.
Could you continue, Luz, please?
Okay. Hi everyone, classmates. I am Luz Adriana Vitovis. I speak with you about September 11 and the this activity, and I hope a great work today.
Okay. So, we in the questions, okay? So, the first
Okay.
question, could the U.S. Air Force have prevented the attack? This day, all the security products filed and it shows that all the high military commanders we negligence. For example, if we analyze the Pentagon, the missiles never came out and it was some strange why the protocols were changed one day before. Another issue was regarding with the USA visa, all the implicated got the visa found an abnormal process.
Jane.
Okay, the first question, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
could they use Air Force have prevented the attacks? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
I think according to the video on September 11, the Air Force was performing some war games. So they only had 4 planes armed ready to defend themselves from attack in the eastern United States. I think if the 300 fighters have been available that are usually responsible for patrolling and defending the American skies could have prevented or avoided the attack. Maybe.
Okay. My ask was yes, it could prevent the attack. Many people was diet for this success, and it could avoid events 11th September. That is one of the first forces on the world about security countries. It was a false information because they said 4 planes were flying on USA sky for 4 hours, and it didn't was correct by government. The planes have to be this time on the 500 miles and feet on the space of USA, and they didn't detect it neither. Um, The second reason is that this activity was informed last days and the first security country of the world having precaution about it. And the third reason is the Secret Service knew about incoming plane for the last 30 minutes, was following it on a radar, had the means to shoot it down, and should have done so in order to protect the capital. Is all. Adriana. Adriana, you're here.
The security forces in the USA, it was complicated, even detected a friend for the 30 finish, and the finish 30 minutes was detected Miller are difficult for us, and it's very complicated to the name of security at the force, and the many people will speak about that. The Air Force was complicated. There was a complicated work that the force are at even we take care. The government USA are in no program of the people officer, and was of the three tiller of now. Okay, it's all.
Okay. When the second question is, were the Twin Towers deliberately demolished by explosion? Okay. For me, this is yes. According with the investigation made after the attack against the Twin Towers, it was figured out several inconsistencies due to the people heard a loud explosion, and second later, the South Tower fell. This is my answer.
Okay, it's a going point of view, classmates. Bueno, taking the statement of some witnesses and firefighters, where they report that they heard several explosions, yeah, before and after the impact of the planes against the Twin Towers. Take into account the evidence of the scientists who studied the different physical phenomena that could occur during the collapse, such as the rate of fall, the impulse of the direction in which the debris and metal alloys were expelled. I think that it was a controlled demolition, of course. Could you continue, mate?
Thanks. It maybe is true in order to prepare a demolition, because the way buildings fall in is researching by scientists, and it was a mystery. All the work saw how these important constructions were falling like a part of a mountain. The news around the planet. It maybe was easier to found true for an architect, but the logical images we knew were not clear. for that event on this date.
Okay. Now, were the Twin Towers deliberately demolished by explosives? Yes, because no only to deliberately, um, because the government to know the these attacks, because is more probably the government to find demolish the Twin Towers. It was very important this version because is the government to send the Air Force to twin of twin the Twin Towers demolished.
Okay, the next question is, were some people forewarned about the attacks? My answer is yes, because from a couple of months before, a person has tried a warn about a future attacks, and even told the President of the United States confirming the warning. He said that they didn't know how to stop this attack.
Okay. In my point of view, really, if there were warning about the attacks, but this warning directly reached out to senior member of U.S. government and their military and intelligence agencies, such as the FBI, the CIA, and the National Security Agency. We still have to think that the streets against the U.S. territory did not specify the target of the attack. It was difficult to identify which media would use and where they could strike. In this case, government almost always give this information, very confidential handling, so as not to cause panic in his habitat. Always, generally.
People that was affected at these events didn't know about the attacks because at the day died 1,000 of people couldn't went out the impacted buildings. 100 wounded innocents died and their families member. In my opinion, they didn't know about the inevitable situations.
Okay. This meeting is very interesting. What do you think about Luz?
Were some people forewarned about the attacks? In my opinion, yes. It was any people was forewarned, and they to know these attacks with no only month ago. I think it's years ago, because they planned the attacks too, and they are know how are the attacks, but know who was the plane, looks at attacks. I think this.
Okay. The next question is, was the Pentagon really hit by an airplane? Okay. My answer is, there's not still no, because the size and the hole was in the building. After analysis, the information it's known the airplane has launched 38 meters between in the wind and the 30 meters of maximum. This is my answer.
Okay. Good. If undoubtedly yes. What is difficult to establish is whether it was exactly a commercial aircraft of type of Boeing 757 or a smaller aircraft. Since when doing the reconstruction of facts were not found on part of the aircraft, there is also no compatibility with the magnitude, trace, and damage causing the structure where the aircraft impacts. Plus the video showing that happened does not clearly not reveal the type of aircraft that hit the Pentagon.
Not possible to know for me. Really, it's a mysterious event like other ones in this date. I think it's possible another success can be hit the Pentagon, and it can't be an plane. For all reasons, people saw the videos. It's not possible to watch it complete videos, films, and there was different histories about the attack.
Okay.
There's no that I think there's no that attack because the building was not destroyed and the images are not looking the videos and the pictures in near of the place of the attack are not look this place in specific to destroy it or to this ordinary or the no finish the attack really on this point.
It's very important that you say
Okay.
classmates.
Okay. The next question is, could the attack have been prevented? My answer is yes. At the beginning of the attack, considering three places and the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and the White House, of these last two targets are considered the most custodian in the whole world, and everything aims the help to end these suicide attacks.
Okay. I think the attack could have been prevented if the US government had heeded warning about the terrorist attacks that would be being planned against them, where they would use plane as a weapons. This warning had already been given since 1998, where they specifically mentioned the intention of the Al Qaeda group to hijack a commercial plane and carry out an attack, as well as ignore warning from the intelligence agencies in other countries, where they warned that suicide pilots were training to attack American targets. It's my opinion. Yeah.
Okay, Olga, is your answer? Olga. Olga. Okay, Ariana, can you answer?
Adriana,
Yes, 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 yes.
would
Yes,
you
yes,
think
yes.
about
Hey,
the question, please?
students are always very guarded. However, Al Qaeda's intelligence work in this attack all time, maybe of 5 or more years ago, and for was very difficult to prevent, but are possible. Is these buildings are all time the water and all time with the USA intelligence to look and to review the custodian and the look the security of the most important government in the world.
Okay, the next question is, was Osama bin Laden really captured and killed? My answer is very short because I don't understand this question and I don't understand the video. For me, not, and this was never know, and the tire, this is still keep a secret.
Okay. The truth about how the death of Osama bin Laden was known. Researching some sources of information on the hand states that Osama bin Laden died long before because of an illness. Other versions indicate that the United States and Pakistan would have reached an agreement in exchange for $25 million with a Pakistani general to let them into the country and kill Osama bin Laden. So I think that President Obama and say IA's version of what the death of Osama bin Laden was, like are not entirely true. And they never showed a photo of Osama bin Laden's body.
Sorry,
Okay.
Casmir, I can um, return newly to the conversation. I'll respond the last question. It's could the attacks have been prevented? Yes, I think it could be prevented attack because the security of airport knew about this. For these items, the catastrophic failure of the air defenses to intercept any to the four planes, which air traffic controllers confirmed were being tracked within 1 hour and 4 minutes. They needed to defend the internal eastern sector of the country. Another 6 case members of the chain of command were replaced at the last minute by rookies or were otherwise mysteriously absent from their posts. The next, the Secret Service tracked the incoming plane that was headed for Washington for 30 minutes and had the means to shoot it down. But Vice President Dick Cheney, who was at the helm, took no defense the action when it entered. About the question, this next question, I don't respond. Adriana, continue, please.
You don't respond what the next question?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Was Osama bin Laden really captured and killed? I think he was killed by the American government, but all his decisions remain, and as a result of his attacks, are more specialized terrorists than in this country. I think so.
Okay. And finally, with this question. Was 9/11 caused by American government on purpose? Yes, because they have never revealed all the answers about the attack and how were the real actors. And on the other hand, several military and important people go to the rise in the militant and government agency as FBI and CIA.
Okay. For the last question, I think there is a high probability since there are many inconsistencies between the evidence presented by the government representative and the scientific evidence on the phenomena that the research carried out in detail. On the other hand, it is said that it was a self-attack by the American government within order to justify the bombing of nations like Iraq and Afghanistan and enrich themselves with the defense business. I could also investigate that former President Bush had political and business relations with Bin Laden in the extraction and sale of crude oil. It was learned that this attack brought great economic benefits to the United States. Its representative, the airlines involved, the oil business, and even the owner of the World Trade Center building complex, I think.
Question.
Okay. Yes.
I think Adriana.
Yes.
You can continue, Olga, please.
Okay. I think it's not really didn't, but it was a difficult security event to explain because the tests weren't found. Not cameras, not videos. There were laws that the Truth American government had a strong security around the act, but the special security at the moment failed all time, and many people died. There were thousands wounded. There was a big responsibility for the Air Force, FBI, intelligence security of USA, because the equipment the file all the time during the events on that day.
Okay.
I finish.
Ariana, please. What do you think about the last question?
Yes. Okay. I would believe that the government, some members of the government planned the attacks precisely on the most important buildings where the head of the government is to cause instability in the country and turn all eyes there. There is some evidence of this, although they were not fully disclosed to public opinion. There were many inconsistencies, and the case was not completely resolved now. And this on this year 20 in this year 2020. Many questions remained. It could have been a political strategy planned by President Bush, I think so. The FBI could not prevent or solve the whole case now. I'm finished.
Okay, we finished all the questions. Someone want to opinion different?
Okay. Finally, I would like I would like to opinion or my opinion about the topic. In conclusion, I think that in this tragedy there were many political and economic interests. It's very sad that thousands of innocent people had lost their life for the benefit of a few people. The United States government has hidden and manipulate a lot of information with the help of media communication media to clarify the events that occurred on September 11. Anyone else have something to say?
Hello. I I had the opportunity to see the photos in New York. In New York, I think it's a little museum. It's a little museum of this attack in the in the center, in the downtown, in the heart of New York. And I check the photos or pictures, and doesn't feel like it was just an attack made by Al Qaeda, or not only for Al Qaeda. I think was more hands, more American hands in this attack too.
That's true, classmates. I agree with you.
I think like to Ariana. So the video and finally it's very strange because I think that the people that another country, Arabia Saudita, come in the United States, a country very security, so and do and destroy and the Pentagon. So I don't know if they see the video when the airplane do the hole in the building. Very very strange. So I am agree with the Janet, with the government. I am so very sure the government and maybe the president at this moment knows about the attack. So I like to the video. It's my opinion.
Okay. Okay. You might be right. You might be right. Anything else? Anything else?
No, it's the asks.
Olga, do you want to see anything?
Nothing.
Okay. Thanks for attending this conference.
Thank
Thanks,
you, couple.
Thanks.
thanks for your time
Classmates.
and consideration. See you next time. Yeah. Have a good
Okay.
afternoon.
Thank
Bye
you so
bye.
much.
Have a nice afternoon too.